So this video is going to be about allergies, which is a topic I thought of recently, and there's a reason for that I'll explain later. But one thing I forgot to mention in my last video is, yes, this is my room, and it's really messy because right when I got home from school, I didn't have time to unpack everything because our family went to vacation right when I came back, and my vacation just ended. We came home, and I got COVID, so I'm taking it easy. So I haven't unpacked anything yet. My room is pretty messy. There's a lot of stuff around me, a lot of computer parts and clothes and miscellaneous items. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about allergies. So I actually have a lot of allergies. I was born with an allergy to nuts, shellfish, and dairy. So I cannot have any sort of nut. I can't have any sort of shellfish, so like crab, lobster, and like scallops and stuff. And I can't have dairy. I can have dairy now, but I'll explain that later. It depends on the dairy. Yeah, I'll also get into that. But basically, I kind of grew up with a bunch of allergies. And so, yes, I can't eat actual ice cream. I can't have like pizza either. So you guys are like, what the heck? You can't have all this good stuff. But it's not as bad as it seems. I'll explain why. Basically, I grew up eating, so non-dairy products, right? That's just like, so I didn't have milk. I had soy milk. I grew up with soy milk. I didn't have yogurt. I had soy yogurt. So everything was like soy replacement. And I've tried real, dairy products. And soy, I actually like the taste of soy, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But it always kind of sucked. I couldn't have like cake and ice cream. So whenever I went to parties, I'd be like, oh, sorry, you can't have that. But growing up, most of our dishes just wouldn't contain cheese because I actually have this allergy along with my younger sister. My older sister didn't have any of it. The interesting thing about allergies is that I'm not sure if there's been studies done about this, but what I've known is that during pregnancy, if the mother consumes a bunch of these products, then the child will, ingest some of it as well, and they'll be fine with it, right? But if you avoid those products, then the child, when they are born, those products are kind of not known to they're not registered yet. They're foreign to the child. So then the child attacks it. The child's body attacks it, the immune system. So I think that's how it works. Because my mom, the interesting part is, for me and my younger sister, she didn't consume that much like nuts, dairy, and shellfish at all. I don't think she really drank milk or at all. Now, don't ask her. I don't know why. It's fine. Mom, if you're watching this, it's all good. But my older sister doesn't have any allergies, so that's kind of interesting. I think she may have like peanuts or something, and maybe she even outgrew that, so she has nothing at this point. But nuts are pretty easy to avoid just because it's very obvious if something has nuts in it, right? And to be honest, like nuts aren't that tasty anyways. So the nut allergy is not that big of a deal to me. The shellfish one also isn't that big of a deal to me because shellfish is also something you're not going to eat on a regular basis unless, you're like a fisherman or some shit. But I kind of, you can't really get shellfish unless you go to a place that like specifically serves it. So like Bubba Gump shrimp or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the place is called. Or like a Asian restaurant that serves that, like crab and lobster and stuff. But I've tried that too in small portions. It's like okay, it's not crazy good. So that's not that big of a deal either. The dairy one is the problem because dairy is very, very common, right? But over time, all these allergies, like all three, nuts, dairy, shellfish, they've all decreased. Like my tolerance has increased to them. So if I eat like a peanut, I'm not going to die now. I'll just have like an allergic reaction. Basically what happens is my throat gets a little irritated, my tongue, and then if I eat enough, then my throat can start to close up, which is kind of bad, kind of scary, but if I carry my EpiPen with me, then it's all good. I'll just pump myself with adrenaline, be chilling. The shellfish allergy is less intense than the nut one. The nut one's the worst. Then shellfish is less, and then dairy is like the least. So my dairy allergy was pretty bad, but over time I actually developed a tolerance to it. So it's not that bad. I think whey actually like messes with me pretty badly, but I can have baked goods. So the way it works is if you bake dairy, then it breaks up the protein inside the dairy, and the protein is what causes my allergy. So if the protein is broken up, then I don't get a reaction, right? So I can have like donuts because it's baked. I can have like, I haven't really tried pizza. I feel like I could if it's cooked enough. I don't know what that means. But I can have like, some bread products have dairy in it. I can have bread. What else? I can have like, yeah, just baked stuff. Like baked stuff, like cookies. Cookies are a big one. I can have cookies. So it's not as bad as it seems. I just can't have like the like uncooked like cream shit, like yogurt, whipped cream. Like I can't have cake because it has like hella dairy on it, like cream shit. I can't have cream. Oh, another allergy I used to have was eggs. Oh man, if I still had an egg allergy, I would be very sad because I love eggs. But I outgrew egg allergy pretty early on. I think like when I was maybe 6 or so. So that's good. So I can have eggs. And I also wanted to talk about non-food related allergies because I have a lot of allergies to non-related food items as well. So for example, I'm allergic to like a lot of trees. Like the pollen just kills me. During spring, I'm like dying basically. My nose is running 24/7. Like I literally have a Kleenex box like right next to me because my nose has the potential to run all day. I'm sick right now, so it's also a good reason to have it. But I'm also allergic to some animals. So I'm allergic to cats and dogs and probably some other animals. And the way the animal reaction works is I'm allergic to the saliva of the animal. So I'm allergic to like a cat's fur because the cat licks its fur, and the saliva I'm allergic to. It's kind of interesting. So if there was like a naked, furless cat or a furless dog, like I'd be fine. I'm pretty sure. Which is kind of funny because furless cats and dogs look goofy as hell. It's like a bald person kind of look goofy. Well, it depends on the person, but they, most of the time like pretty goofy. Oh, and then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, so it was food allergies, pet allergies. Oh yeah. So not a lot of people think that when I like, if someone were to say I'm allergic to dairy, right? They're like, oh, you're lactose intolerant, right? No, lactose intolerance is not a dairy allergy. Okay, so they're two separate things. So lactose intolerance is a body's inability to break up the lactose in dairy. So lactose is the dairy sugar. It's the sugar. So they're in like their stomach or intestines, they can't break up that lactose, so it causes like issues in the bowels, right? A dairy allergy is the body literally attacking the protein in the dairy because it thinks it's a threat to the body. So one is a sugar and one is a protein. So it's completely different things. Holy shit, my allergies are so bad right now. Not allergies. I'm actually just sick, bruh. So give me some slack. But yeah, so if you're lactose intolerant, you can still have dairy, right? You can eat as much dairy as you want. You're not gonna die. A dairy allergy, you can die. So it's a lot different. And lactose intolerant people, they're like, oh, I'm going to, have problems on the toilet if I ingest dairy. All they got to do is just take something called like lactate, which is like it puts those literal enzymes in your body so it can break it down. But a dairy allergy, you can't avoid a dairy allergy. If you ingest dairy, it's like GG's. Like, luckily for me, it's not that bad. But that's the last point I wanted to bring up. A lot of people get that mixed up. I bet, if you're watching this, you probably didn't even know there's a difference. But there is. So be aware of it. Because I've had to tell this to literally everyone I've talked to. It's very triggering sometimes. But, that's my problem. So whatever. So yeah, that's today's video. See you tomorrow.